Thank you. Thank you, Bram. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to see that today more than 400 crisis responders and professionals of crisis management have joined us here in the Albert Hall from all over the world. As the Secretary General Pierre Vimont said, I am the Managing Director for Crisis Response and Operational Coordination within the External Action Service. My directorate is composed of 3 divisions. One is the Situation Room, which has been in charge of the organization of this event. Then there is a Consular Division and a division in charge of planning and operation. The Directorate is the EU focal point for the management of complex crises. And when I mean complex crisis, as Ambassador Vimont said, I mean crises originating outside Europe, such as conflicts, political violence, and catastrophic events. Crises which require many subjects of the European Union system to intervene: political and diplomatic actors, humanitarian, security, military, and so on. We are also the main External Action Service player in the field of situation awareness, alert management, and anticipative early warning. To facilitate within the European Union the management of complex crises, we have created, under the authority of the High Representative, and again, Pierre Vimont has already talked about the crisis platform. In other words, an infrastructure for cooperation in crisis management oriented to foster unity of efforts and generate the so-called comprehensive approach. Last year, we gathered all the European crisis-related administration, all the European Union crisis-related administration to debate the specificity of the European operational context. This year, we move forward globally to create an even greater regime of cooperation between crisis responders in Europe, Middle East, Africa, America, and Asia. As you have noticed, we have entitled this event Towards a Global Network of Crisis Room. Probably we should have added a question mark to that title, as we wonder why in 2013 this formal network does not exist. I personally think that in many public administrations, the culture of crisis management has not yet developed or has not yet reached a mature stage. But I'm not convinced either that the absence of the right culture is the single factor that explains the absence of this global network. As Graham said, catastrophes do not respect borders. We are surrounded by crises. The Center for Research on Epidemiology of Disaster, CRED, reports that in 2012 there were 357 natural disasters around the world. The Heidelberg Institute for Conflict Studies indicates that there are 208 political conflicts around the world, characterized by intense violence. So we do not have a global network, but we should have one if we consider the environment that surrounds us. So preparing this event, we thought the reason of this lack of regular, structured working arrangement at global level was probably related to some other more basic or operational reasons. Therefore, instead of putting the question mark in the title of the conference, we have structured the entire event into 4 sets of questions, which you can find in the concept paper drafted by David Nieheim. Today we will start discussing early warning, how it is done in Europe and elsewhere, why it does not live up to our expectation, and what can be done pragmatically in a truly multilateral dimension to foster our common capacity to anticipate the crisis ahead of us. We will then discuss information sharing, what information can be collected, how and under which condition it can be shared between international organizations and partners. We will then move to debate the interplay between military and civilian in crisis response, a notion we call comprehensive approach, and we will debate what has changed in the past decade in this field. We will finally proceed to review a list of concrete ideas that can foster our cooperation in a global dimension. Cooperating globally in the field of crisis response sounds like the job description of a superhero, a super expert. It is hard to find people capable to cope with, and it is hard to become a performing crisis management in a short while. Every crisis is different from the previous one, and everyone shares a common character with some previous events. The Haiyan super typhoon of 2013 shocked the world with his exceptionally deadly violence, 5,600 fatalities. It was a level 5 event, but the fatalities related to the category 4 Nargis, which had its landfall in Myanmar in 2008, were 138,000. And in 1998, the Hurricane Mitch, another level 5, left 2.7 million, I'm not over the 10 minutes, okay, homeless in Central America. The Tohoku Japanese earthquake and tsunami of 2011 caused almost 16,000 fatalities, less than the 2004 earthquake and tsunami, the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, which killed 230,000 people, but caused, with Fukushima, the second level 7 nuclear scale incident in the history after Chernobyl. The world of conflicts offer even more similarities and disparities combined. According to the very accurate conflict barometer, there are 208 violent conflicts, out of which 18 wars level 5 like Syria, 25 level 4 like Central African Republic, 165 level 3 conflict like the murders in El Salvador or the drug cartels in Guatemala. To conclude, it is hard to become an expert, a good expert in this profession. It takes time, and every event is another lesson to learn. This profession is a constant learning process. Sometimes we learn through formative shocks. Sometimes we learn from the shocks of others. Today we have an opportunity to meet other players of the worldwide crisis management community and learn from them. My personal wish and incitement for all of us is to take advantage of this tremendous opportunity and to dare to be creative, to be proposal, to create new bridge, and dare to imagine new, previously unthinkable solution. Thank you.